I want to talk birbs with you today. Not just birbs, but some birds. I grew up in an area with a lot of nature. We had a large garden, and behind that was a football field, and behind that were moors and woods and a few swamps. We had pets, we had farms in our family, so I was used to dealing with non-human animals. Fast forward lots of years, I have two cats, I'm living in Florida, I'm looking for volunteering opportunities so that I can grow roots in the local community, and a bird rehab place is the first one that returns my call. I knew nothing about birds at the time, but I've come a long way since. I've learned a heck of a lot. I adopted two feral Quaker parrots there that couldn't be released. I've emigrated with them twice. I've had a cockatiel for a short while, 2 years or so, and these days I rehab the occasional pigeon. The first one that I rehabbed stayed with me for about 9 days, was merely dehydrated, and I've also had one that stayed with me for 6 months. You never know. It's like a detective story. You never know what. You have to figure out what's ailing the bird when you spot an ill bird, a bird unable to fly, and observe very carefully, watch all the signs, do a lot of research, and eventually figure out what the problem is and then remedy it. That's not for everyone, I realize that, and I only tackle pigeons because basically nobody cares about pigeons, which is sad because they're a really intelligent species. They're amazing. They're like the jaguars under the birds. They can accelerate like crazy. They can see, I think, for 26 miles or something like that. Really crazy. It's like X-ray vision. It's like a version of X-ray vision. They can do so many things, and they're really smart. It's not true that you need words, human speech, to be able to communicate and convey knowledge. It's often a matter of observing very carefully, listening to what an animal is trying to tell you. And then you will notice that they are telling us a heck of a lot, and they see us as their neighbors if you're living in an urban area. The first urban area, whoops, here where I live, there are lots of urban foxes. The first urban fox is in this photo, right in my street where I was living at the time. I'd never seen a fox before. I've also fast. Uh, Actually, no. Yeah, I'll do that later. I actually advised even zoos on how to deal with armadillos for a long time. Well, years. And I hadn't even seen an armadillo at that point yet. Quaker parrot, Quaker parrots originally came from South America. That's their native habitat. But we humans caught them and started keeping them as pets and started releasing them accidentally and on purpose. And that's why there are now colonies all over the world in all sorts of places. And they're considered pests in many places, which is a shame because they're wonderful species. If they were to rule the world, we'd all be much better off, seriously. Something similar has happened to ringnecks. Pigeons actually also were introduced by us, humans, were taken from their natural habitats and introduced all over the world. They're everywhere now except in Antarctica. And we did that. So everybody who hates pigeons, well, take some responsibility for what this species did. That's what I do. I try to help them. I've also had cats. They were also rescues. I've um 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 um. I'm going to recommend another channel. No, Hannah, it's not going to be you this time. It's going to be Wildlife Aid. That's a British English wildlife organization. And here's the link. Oh, and by the way, this is what a happy Quaker parrot sounds like.